you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. It is today. I've got loads to talk about, and you may have noticed that, yes, I was up quite early sending out email newsletters into your inbox this morning. If you haven't received that email, you might want to jump over and check your inbox or your spam folder. But today, would you believe that today is 1 year since we had our grand opening here at our new Taradale Road store? So we'd sort of moved across in the couple of weeks previous, but the actual official day was today, like this time last year, and we cannot believe where a year has gone. It just seems to have flown by just like that. In a way, it's almost like the COVID effect, isn't it? It's the strangest thing with COVID. Everything seems to have, rushed away so quickly. And yeah, we cannot believe it's a year since we've been in this new Taradale Road location. So to that effect, we have, I did pop out a few specials online because I know so many of you aren't able to get across to us here in store in Napier, in Taradale Road in Napier in New Zealand. However, I wanted to make sure you were able to get a bit of fun as well. So I'm going to talk about some of those specials. If you're local and you are able to make it over, we've got a variety of stuff happening all across the week. So we've got some things that have been loaded in today. We've got more, literally, in fact, as I speak, Damien is over at the mill. Apparently there's 40 cartons sitting over there to come over to us. So I will be coming back to you again on Wednesday of this week to fill you in on some of those, and hopefully, depending on the level of stock that we've got, I'll be able to load some of that online as well, which will be awesome. So yeah, there's still plenty to talk about. So I'm going to kick off, though, with progress on my Swan Show, and then I'm going to launch in and just show you some of the other things that we've got happening. So good morning to everybody. Gosh, and we've got a nice international crowd already here, which is fantastic. Good to see everybody. We've got Patty and Tara here, both from the US. Hi, guys. So good. So good. Oh, Sunday, of course. It'll be a nice Sunday for you guys, isn't it? So you guys will be kicking back. Hopefully you've got some lovely autumn sunshine to enjoy. Right. I didn't get as much done of this as I wanted. I actually went to the rugby. They had rugby here yesterday. Magpies played Counties Manukau, and I got, and they had very limited seating because of COVID, but I did go to the rugby yesterday, so I didn't take my knitting to the rugby. I have actually been photographed. In fact, this time last year, I was photographed at a rugby game, sitting there in the stand, merrily knitting away, and the photographer thought that was hilarious. This woman had gone to the rugby taking her knitting, which is a perfectly relevant place to take your knitting, I have to say. But anyway, oopsie, what have I just got and dropped the pencil? Right. But I have been chugging along. As you can see, look at that. Woohoo! Lots of progress made. Let me flip this round. There we go. As you can see, I have chugged along quite merrily with this. I am now done the length. I have now completed the length that I want to do on this. So I'm just completing the round that I'm on. And I've made the decision that I am going to do the asymmetrical back on this. Now, this is a huge number of stitches, like the rounds, because initially I thought to myself in the main colour, by the time I'd finished the colour work, I'd only gone through one ball, and I'm thinking, phew. However, that amount there in this grey is 3 balls. In that grey, there's for me, I think there's 450 stitches in the round at the minute, so it is a really, really big round. I'm definitely going to do the asymmetrical back, and I'm actually going to make it quite a deep back, and I'm just going to walk through because people have asked me about this before and whether or not I'll publish it and write it down, and the short answer to that is no, because I'm hopeless and I'm lazy and and I want you to listen to me telling you how to do it. But no, because then if I write it down and then people will critique it and then they'll find a mistake in it and then I'll be honest, I can't be asked. Pick my pencil up because I will show you some pictures. So what I am doing is, for those who are new to this, and I'm going to draw you a nice little picture, is I'm going to be doing an asymmetrical back. And the way I do mine is with a series of short rows, which end up, in effect, doing that. So for me, looking at this particular one, because it is such a huge amount, and I actually, the last one, my gold wing, I did this, and I actually did a short wing rotation. So you basically knit all the way across. So this is your halfway point. So the first thing I've gone and done, let's back the truck up, shall we? The first thing I have gone and done is I've gone and placed a marker under each underarm point to denote halfway. Then I knit across to just before the full halfway mark. Now, in the gold wing, I did this in 5-stitch increments, and that gave me a very, very subtle dip. Looking at this one, I'm probably actually going to do, I want quite a deep dip, actually, and I'm probably going to do either 3 or 4-stitch increments. I'm heading towards 3 at the moment. So then I will knit to 3 stitches before that marker, and then I will wrap and turn. And then I come back to 3 stitches before that marker, wrap and turn. Then I'll go back to 3 stitches before where I did the wrap and turn again. And then go back to 3 stitches before that, wrap and turn. Ooh, go back again. You get the picture. And then I'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. Now, when I get down to here, I'll probably take this portion here. Generally, I like it about that, which is, in this case, is probably going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 12 to 15 stitches across the bottom, thereabouts. I'll just sort of eyeball it. And then once I get to that point where I think, yep, actually, that's where I like to do it, I like to do the last turn, that my final finishing point is I'm finishing on a right side row. And then I will knit all the way back round. And I know that's a bit deep because it won't be that deep. And then I continue my round. And then as I go around again, there'll be just little wraps. I actually pick those wraps up. I find sometimes when I come around the back straight, as it were, I have to be careful not to get those twisted. That's how I do it. I am sure there will be another method out there that will be vastly easier to how I do it, but that's how I've always done mine. I find it works well for me. And then once I've completed that round all the way round, and the marker, my beginning of row marker, happens to be actually at that point, which is a perfect point to do it, because it will take me back round to my beginning of row marker here, and then that means that I can start my ribbing at that point, and it will give me my asymmetrical back. Well, that's the plan for today. I mean, who knows, a couple of Chardonnays this week and I'll potentially decide to change it, but that is the plan with the Swan Show. And as I said, it's trucking along rather well. So I'm going to put that out of the way. And with any, I mean, that's quite a lot of knitting left in that. So that's probably, I think if I can get through to the end of the ribbing by the end of the week, I'll be doing well, and then I can whip onto those sleeves. So I am kind of hoping that I'll have it finished before I head down to Christchurch in a couple of weekends. That will be the plan, at least at this stage. But things often things change. Right. Suzanne's saying, I'm not lazy, I'm enabling the fans to do their own modification. There you go. I'm enabling. That's what I'm doing. I am. But I am. I'm hopeless. I still haven't written those patterns up that I said I would write up. I'm truly, truly hopeless. So I'm sorry about that. Right. Back to the first birthday sale. For those that haven't had a chance to open up their email this morning or have a look at their social media, we have got a number of specials on the go, and one of them is we have dropped all the Cascade yarns down to $9.95. So we haven't had a special price on those Cascade yarns, and we're only doing this for a week. So it's only literally for this week. So it is from today until Saturday here in store, finishes online Sunday. But if you've been holding off wanting to get some of these yarns because of the price, this is the perfect time to do it. We've taken $3 off either a ball or a skein of all the Cascade yarns. So the first one we've got there are these beautiful merino prints. They are just so much fun. And if you're wanting, like I've been looking at, there's so many different things you can do with them. And as I've mentioned before, do go and have a look at the Cascade website. They've got a great website, a really good pattern resource. But these prints are fun. Merino soft sport weight prints. One of the projects that I actually think that you can knit with this is, and I know I'm going back to my old favorite here, but this pattern was actually originally written using either a sport weight or a DK yarn. I just happen to have knitted it a lot in fingering or full ply. And this one is in full ply. So this is the Niata. Now, this is using a monochromatic yarn, but this sort of wave shell-like patterning, lace patterning, which is super simple, is absolutely perfect for any sort of print yarns. And these prints, I've actually also got this knitted in DK. The very first one I ever knitted was in black. In fact, I was going to wear it today and forgot. And it is, I knitted it 2 pattern actually, how it was written, pattern 4mm needle. I thrash and thrash and thrash and thrash it. In fact, I've had to mend it because I've had holes in it because I've worn it so much. I love it. And these prints are really fun in these sorts of patterns because the patterning, the lace work, actually helps speckle and shift the colour work within this. So this is Martina Beam's Niata. And you've got, there's so many different options. I mean, if you can go something really radical, I think this one's called Punk. I mean, look at that, really bright, really radical, really fun. But if you're a purple lover, I know loads of people love purple. Look at that one, gorgeous. And then you've got even beautiful soft shades like this. You know, there are so many different fun things that you can do. Whatever sort of colouring that you like, there will be a print in there that will suit you. So do go and have a look at those. Speaking of prints, the other prints that have also gone on sale for the birthday are these ones here, which are our 3-ply prints. We've got our Hitchhiker done in one of these. These 2 would also look fantastic in this. And when you're wondering, oh yes, but Marie, you're talking about changing the yarns, it is quite simple. When it comes to any of these sorts of triangular or asymmetrical style shawls or scarves, oh, sorry, I've got an itchy nose. Hay fever. Can you see me? I'm dying to sneeze and I don't want to sneeze on the thing. I buy these patterns and then I just alternate the yarn in the appropriate needle size, right? So in the DK yarns or even the sport weight, I would definitely use a 4mm on these for that pattern. I think this one here I used a 3.25mm. I would use a 3.25mm for these. In fact, I possibly even, having done this before, I may even go up to a 3.5 on these. And it would look fantastic as well. The Hitchhiker that we've got here in store, which is a brilliant, such a good pattern, Hitchhiker, also by Martina. Great for gift giving. Our sample knitter, the wonderful Dell, she managed to actually get one out of a single skein of this alpaca, and it was just perfect. If you're doing the Niata, you would need 2 of these, and 2 would give you a really decent sized one like this, which I have to say, this size is perfect. You can actually wrap it around your shoulders like a shawl, pop it around the front like a really lovely big scarf. So 2 of these alpacas would make a really decent sized scarf. So these are now $14.95. Also too, we've got the other 2 with the Cascade. This is the beautiful grape, and in fact, I've got a sample. I saw Dell sent me the courier thing. We've got a sample arriving in this. She's knitted a sample in this beautiful Roslyn grape for us, so you'll be able to see what that looks like. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you that on Wednesday. And these 2, both of these are now $9.95 a ball. These are 100-gram balls. So that is incredible value, 100-gram balls. So this is a DK. It does look very fine, but as I've mentioned before, it definitely, I have swatched this, it definitely does knit by the time you swatch and block it. It gives you a really nice light DK fabric. In fact, I'm wearing my Miss Jane today. You could do a Miss Jane in this, no problem whatsoever, and it would actually give you, it would be slightly lighter than this. This is a heavier weight DK. This would give you actually a really nice pop-over cardigan, perfect as a transitional piece for either September or autumn. Miss Jane, for those who aren't sort of down from this part of the world, is by Georgie Nicholson, or Tikki Knits, Tikki Knits. So that is definitely an option for that. The Melilla has been going, now this has been going like hotcakes this morning. I just checked the numbers before I came away, and if you haven't got anything of this in stash yet, you might definitely want to do it. We've had this really sweet little poncho knitted up. This is one of the free ponchos patterns. It was actually in the kids pattern. It's called the Sweet Sunrise Poncho. It's on the Cascade website. Now it's in the children's part, but we've actually had, I haven't tried this on, but Kirsty, who works here, tried this on, and it actually fit her. This was just trying to remember what size we did, Dale. What size did we do? Did we put the size on here? I think this was the second size. But if you wanted this as an adult, you would just literally keep this going. It is two balls of this to get the sweet wee poncho. And then if you wanted to keep going for an adult size, just add a third ball, potentially a fourth ball. Now, why I wanted to show you this, you can see that beautiful patterning with the yarn, but, well, yes, once this is blocked, actually, I've got one over here that I've actually unraveled strictly to show you. Pop that down there. This is the grey one, because I've started crocheting something that I wanted to show you that, and I ran out of time, but I will do that for later. Maybe do that for Wednesday. But it's quite stringy. It sort of does feel quite stringy when you knit with it. And you sort of think, oh, okay. Feels a bit, But once it's blocked, this is so soft and lush and gorgeous. It is absolutely amazing. And it is one of those yarns that comes into its own once it's completed. So these greys, I'm just playing around with these greys, with doing a bit of crochet with these, because I think these greys would be brilliant if you're wanting to do a bit of a homewares and a blanket, and that's what I was having a little fiddle around with. As you can see, just started with that. So I'll show you some progress on that, just to give you some ideas of things that you can actually do with that yarn that would be a little bit of fun. But as I said, these are $9.95 at the moment, 100-gram balls. So just for the sale, really, really great value. And then last but not least are these guys here. Now, these are coming unlabeled, because I can't tell you what they are. But we have got a big lot of these. The rate that the orders have been going out so far this morning, they definitely, I think they will be gone before the end of the week. We do have a significant amount of them, but I wouldn't, sooner as opposed to later. So what this is machine washable wool, baby wool, and there's this little nip effect. It knits ostensibly as a 4-ply. This is a sample that we've got here. Now, I can't tell you what the pattern is. This has come from, I think it's either a Peter Gregory leaflet, but it's just a in pieces basic raglan sweater. But it just gives you an idea of what this nip effect or nop effect looks like knitted up. So what it is, and the handle on that's pretty good. So what it is it's a baby yarn which has got this little polyester effect around the outside, and it's really, really fun. It creates this, as you can see, a beautiful sort of tweedy like fabric. It's perfect for baby or infant or toddler knits. The polyester, I have to say, does actually help in terms of its wear. So it does wear quite well. It helps keep the pilling down and all of those sorts of things. It's just fun. They're really sweet. They're really, really fun. We've got it in white. So this is white, and it's got a white knock effect on the outside. And then we've got the white yarn, and we've also got them. Oh, no, it's that one. Yes, it is. Well, it's with a pink effect, a blue effect, and a green effect. So do go and check those out. Because we didn't get a chance to get these labeled, so they haven't been labeled. They're being sold unlabeled, machine washable, $2.95 a ball. I know, $2.95 a ball. So if you are doing any charity knitting for sale, anything like that, or you're really watching your budget at the moment, but you're wanting to get some hand knits done, either for yourself or for some children, this is incredible value. It's 140 meters per ball, so just be aware of that. If you're knitting into 4-ply patterns, you may need a little bit extra, because most 4-plies roll at around 160 to 170 meters per 50-gram ball. This is 140, and it's because of that polyester effect, just to pull some meterages back a little bit. But that is seriously going out like hotcakes this morning. We've got it here in the shop as well as online, so do make sure you check those out. And the other thing that's going out like hotcakes this morning, and Claire was just receipting more stock in that arrived also first thing this morning, is Opal. All our Opal sock yarns, doesn't matter. This is from the Adventure series. We've still got some left from the Comedy series. I think there's still some left from the History series as well, which we had in. They are all now, we've taken $4 a ball off these. They're all now $15.90. So if you've been wanting to knit some socks and have a bit of fun, these are perfect. But again, one of these will make a hitchhiker. So if you're wanting to do a hitchhiker scarf, if you're knitting for getting ahead for Christmas gifts, hitchhiker is just such a perfect Christmas gift. One of these in a hitchhiker, 3.5 or 4mm needle, boom. Awesome gift. Loads of fun. These colours translate fantastically well in that pattern. So yeah, just this week only, $15.90. What else? So much to show you. In terms of the new stuff, the blue sky, I know I've seen a little bit of brush Suri go out. Oh, it's so hard for me because I am being completely monogamous to my Swan Show at the moment, like totally monogamous. And it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. I'm quite determined to get it finished. And I still have my hitchhiker, which I'm doing in the alpaca that I bought on the Can Cruise last year with some Ito. And that'll be the pattern the project that I'll probably take away with me to Christchurch when I go down to Outlaw HQ in a couple of weeks. But it kills me because Rebel's going to be my sort of spring summer knit along I'm going to do with you all from Libby Johnson. And so I've got that yarn sitting in a bag that I haven't wound off yet. So I'm itching to sort of do that. That is our Naked Skeinz, but dyed by the wonderful Sue Goodley, who's one of our Hawke's Bay indie dyers. She's based in Mahia. And it's beautiful. What she's dyed is so pretty. And I really want to do that. And then, of course, the blue sky comes on, and I mean, as you can see, my colour much. As you know, I am a sucker for hot pink. Love me a hot pink, a hot blue-based pink. Love it. Oh, and I just so desperately want to do something with this. And I'm torn between doing something because I don't have, would you believe, I don't have actually anything. I've got this cardigan, so I've got a garment in it, but I don't actually have anything accessory in it. So I keep thinking, I could whip up a cheeky little Niada or a Close to You, or I could find something cheeky just to zip up. It's hard. It's really hard. I so desperately want to do this. Oopsie, these come undone. So yes, these are available now. This one that I'm holding up, if you didn't catch it earlier, is the alpaca silk 50, 50, 50, 50. Look at it. Look at the shine. Look at the shine. Love it. Anyway, I need to put that down because it's just, I'm torturing myself. What else has come in? Oh, these. I forgot to show you these the other day because I'd left them over on the counter. This is what I was talking about the other day. These are our beautiful hippie hats, which is from Hippie in Wairarapa. And these, you guys have been loving these for Christmas gifts. But our natural pom-poms have come back in. And I just wanted to show you how good they look. So these are the natural. This is the natural sort of the warm version. And just arrived, because these arrived over the weekend on Saturday, because the post comes to my house on a Saturday. I also got some in the cooler grey colour. Now, these grey ones are available in store, not online yet, because I've got to photograph it, and I've got to we've got to get a code made and get that loaded up. But these, aren't they stunning? And they just go so well with these hippie hats. Now, I've just gone and popped these on here just to show you what you can do with them. Now, all I've gone and done with these is I've just gone and done it just using a safety pin. They all come with a little elastic loop, which you can pop down into your hats. And the trick with these, if you've not used these pom-poms before, here is the trick, people. All you need to do, and you do this even if you buy your hippie hats and you're wanting to get one of these pom-poms, is you sew yourself a little button right in here. So not super little, but, one that's about 5mm, 1 centimetre sort of size. Yeah, 1 centimetre sort of diameter button. And you sew that just on the inside of the apex of your hat there. And then when you thread your elastic through for your pom-pom, you just loop that elastic around your button, and that holds your pom-pom in place. So you say to me, but Marie, why don't you just sew the pom-pom onto the hat? Because that would make much more sense, wouldn't it? And yes, you can do that. You can do that. But if you actually want to go to wash your hat, you then actually have to unpick your pom-pom from your hat, because you don't really want to wash your pom-pom, do you? I mean, your pom-pom doesn't need to be washed. The reason you do that is it means you can just take your elastic loop off your button, wash your hat, and then pop your pom-pom back on. Or maybe you're one of these people that is very pom-pom conscious and you like to coordinate your pom-poms with your outfit and have potentially more than one, because you can pick these pom-poms up in a variety of different locations, and it means that you can change your pom-pom, or you may not wish to have the pom-pom on the hat for the style that you're wearing that day, and you can just pop the pom-pom off. So that's why you do that. So a wee button on the inside, and it means that you can whip your pom-pom off and on at your discretion and your leisure. So there you go. You heard it here. Right. What else have I got on my list? I just write things down because I've got a tendency to forget things. Celebration. Don't forget to keep posting up on the Skeinz Speakeasy. Our theme this month is celebration. And this is why the theme is celebration, is because we're celebrating our first birthday here in store. So there's a wonderful prize up for that. Great to see everybody's projects. So we're just loving seeing it. Post stuff away, show us what you've got, what you're celebrating. With any luck, here we will be celebrating a level 1 down here in the bay from later today. I think that announcement's this afternoon. So that's what we would love to see and hear. What else Claire has told me to tell you that the Knit Pros are back in stock. I know that if you looked last week or the week before, both the tips and the cables were looking very thin on the ground. They have all been reloaded and restocked. We got a massive order in last week. So we've got everything: tips, we've got cables. We're just loading up also some DPNs, which we've got coming in. So they're not quite up yet, but they will be. So if you are looking for Knit Pro tips or Cables, we've now got loads back in stock, and hooks as well. We were running really short of the Way Pro crochet hooks, so they're all back as well. And as I mentioned before, the diaries, I will be doing those on Wednesday this week instead of Thursday. I've switched I've got an appointment Thursday, so I am going to be here doing that. So and that'll be good, because with any luck, fingers crossed, I may have a few extra bits and pieces that I've been able to load up to entice you with as well. So that will be fun. And also, if depending on what comes in this afternoon in the restocks, I may also be popping out another newsletter with the restocks of what's there. Speaking of which, Perrindale, there have been a number of Perrindale yarns that have arrived back in. I think Pale Pink was one, Cloud was another. There's been a few of them that have turned up in the last few days, at the end of last week, and there could be some more coming over from the mill this morning. So our Perrindale finally is looking as replete as it has for quite some time. So if you are someone who loves to knit with our Perrindale, that is great news. So that is looking much better. Last thing before I go, I also posted up this morning. The knit community internationally lost an absolute icon over the weekend. The wonderful, incredible Kat Bordy passed away, and peacefully with her family. And she, for those, some down in this part of the world may not know Kat quite so much, but she is, when I came back to knitting, her patterns, she was one of the people that when I had a hiatus through my 20s, and it was my 20s, I was doing other things, but when I came back, she was one of the key designers that was publishing a lot, and this is pre-Ravelry days, so she published some incredible books. And I'll never forget when I first learnt to knit in the round. Kat is the mistress of the Mobius cowl, and so many of us who had never knitted in the round before did plenty of unintentional Mobiuses. So it was actually really nice to see all these wonderful patterns, and her design work, colour work. Her patterns were fun and inspirational, and I know that she had taught thousands and thousands of people across North America and Europe over her many years in the industry. So her legacy will live on through her work, but a huge loss to the community, I have to say, as a whole. So it was very sad to see her passing. So on that note, I am going to head off, and hopefully, check out Kat's website. She's got an awesome website, catbordy.com, and there might be something there that could inspire you. A really nice way to remember a really great woman. I will see you Wednesday. Take care. Enjoy your knitting. Check out the sale. And hopefully I might even sneak another newsletter out today as well. We'll see how we go. All right. Until then, take care.